Alright guys, I'm on a new server. This is 76000. It's a medium pop US server. I'm gonna kill myself real quick so I get a coast spawn. And then I'm gonna try to get a base up as quick as I can. Alright, here we go. I do it with the knife. Alright, so I just spawned in. I know that's north, east, south, and west. From looking at that big industrial building right there, as well as that crane. And also knowing that the ocean is on that side because of the docks and the mountain is on that side, that I must be on the southern coast. And these big industrial buildings are a giveaway that this is Cherno. Because this is East Cherno, I know that this is Prig. I knew it was Prig as soon as I spawned in, but just walking through my thought process. So let's try to get some better clothes. I think I'm probably gonna go that way, towards the military. Maybe Belota, and then something like that. I plan to in the future walk through like the first 5 minutes of my life. I think that'd be very useful for a beginner player, especially being able to loot buildings quickly. I think that's something a lot of beginner players struggle with, and so making a video on that would help them out a whole lot. Or even someone who's been playing the game for a while who still kind of struggles with starting off. I think that a more beginner geared video would help them out. Okay, here we go. We got our first building tool. We got a hatchet. So that's a good find. Now some people might question why I'm doing this in a medium pop server and not a full server that always has a queue. And well, for one reason, a server that's always like full plus a queue, you gotta wait like 15 minutes before you even play. And so that's one thing right there. And then another thing is, I mean, I like getting into gunfights, but it seems like I get sniped a lot more because snipers will hang out in the full servers more than they will in calmer servers like this. And then the third reason, I want my base to last more than 8 hours. I put a whole bunch of time into it. I've played 0039 a good amount of times, and this one time I had a life. I put up a base. Then I came back like the next day and my base was raided. And so then I built another base. And then when I came back in a couple of days after I did a run, my base was raided again. With the same guy, I put up 2 bases and had 2 bases raided. So, you know, it's just... I want my base to last a little more than a day. Man, the pot kinda sucks as a melee weapon. I hit that guy like 6 times. Yeah, definitely gonna swap it up for this cleaver right here. Got some pretty good timing. Now, I'd like to think I play the game pretty efficiently. But if you guys have any questions on why I do things, like, feel free to ask. I see sometimes people be playing and they'll always try to lock up every zombie. I never really see the point in that. That's because a lot of the time a zombie will have some food or a sewing kit or something like that. If you know what you're doing, you can take out a zombie without even taking a bit of damage. Alright, so I checked the whole train. All there was just these messed up gloves. That's better than nothing. I'm hoping I can find a box of nails or a saw or something like that. But I'm gonna push on down to the military. There's 2 military tents in this town. If I'm lucky, I can get like a Colt or maybe some more bullets for my CR. Yeah, nothing in there. Oh, check out that. We got a handsaw right here. Have to make some room for that. There we go. Hope my guy's hungry for some chips. Oh, that was a close one. I'm gonna take it. Here we go. Here's some rope. Gonna need that for the fence post. But there's our digging tool. Pretty lousy military base. Let's see if there's anything in this police stand. Wow, pretty slim pickings. Okay, so I have that CR. I found a crossbow. I also have this farming cow. Now this kind of puts me in a weird spot just because I'm really trying to get a base up. So I need to gather as much building stuff as I can. I already have a hatchet, rope, the wire, a saw, and a digging tool. So it's whether I leave the digging tool or the rifle here. I think because I only have the one rifle shot, I'm gonna leave the rifle. Hopefully I find a backpack, because I would come back for it. Oh, that's big. Some nails. Man, we've been doing pretty well for ourselves. I think all we need now is, so we got everything for the wall. We got to dig it. Yeah, I think all we need now is a fork code and some pliers. So 2 things. But I can't get too ahead of myself. So this one time I spent like a day and a half looking for pliers. Okay, so look. I think that's one of our first signs of human activity right there. Bones and feathers. Oh, look at this. Yeah, some more stuff. There's probably a fight in here not too long ago. Sounds like some shooting in the distance. Yeah, this isn't no dead server. Here we go. Came up big on some better pants. Here we go. I was just talking about how I was having a hard time coming up on a backpack, and there we go. That's big. I could have sworn that was something coming from that way. Nothing. Okay, so I'm back from last night. Last night I came up on this messed up stab vest and this Glock and a magazine. So this is just a little bit of self-defense. Got a little light on there too. I'm feeling pretty good about this guy so far. Again, all I need now is just pliers and a 4 code. So I'm thinking of heading more inland after I get this police station again, and just trying to find all that stuff. Okay, so not too much in the police station. I'm gonna try to get some of these sheds around it. Hopefully I'll get lucky with the 4 code. Ooh, a sharpening stone, that's big. That's gonna help us out a lot in building. Here we go, came up on a bigger backpack. That should let me carry all the ammo now. It's like the Belgian Beretta right there. It's a good gun. I'd pick it up if I didn't already have this. I'd pick it up if it had a mag. Alright, so we found this $3 here. Not the best, but it's better than nothing, so I'll pick it up. Okay, so pretty lousy loot in the military tents. Now, there could be a military convoy up here, so fingers crossed. But I'm gonna make my way to the next town and hopefully find those pliers I've been looking for. No convoy, that's okay. Man, he like dodged that. Man, the crawling zombies. These guys are a little freaky. There we go. Alright, about 5 minutes of running later, we're at the next town. I forgot the name of this town, but been here a few times. Alright, some better pants, that's good. I almost repaired those red ones with my sewing kit, but I'm glad I found those blue ones. They're a little bit more camouflage. They don't stand out as much as those bright red ones. Check this out. Alright, so we came up pretty big on a car right here. I've seen radiators all around. All I need is just a battery and I'll pretty much have myself a full car. And it's a 4x4, which is a really good car. It kind of sucks sitting in the back because you gotta scoop the seats up to jump out, but I really want this car, and so I'm hoping to get a base up and then a spark plug so I can have a place to store it. Food once since I started eating a whole bunch. Oh, look at this. This is probably the remains of a base. I wonder if who's ever is building this is in the area. Because to just leave 20 planks out in the open, that's pretty strange. I mean, the wall is going the wrong way, so I'm not, you know, if that translates to skill in the game, I'm not too concerned if I run into them. Oh! Look at that, guys. Come up on some pliers. Oh man, check out this. So I was just running through the forest, right? I stumbled across this big... I stumbled across this. Hey, where do you even see your GPS coordinates at? I gotta like drop it on the ground. I don't know. It's just past okay, that's a pretty big find. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run to Polkovo. I'm gonna get a little 3-code base set up, and I'm gonna come back here, jump the walls, and start making some trips back. Hopefully, fingers crossed for a 4-code, so I can have a little bit of something. I want a spark plate too. Man, this could be good. Could be really good. Okay, so we're coming up on... Okay, so I got 2 3 codes, I got 2 wires, and I got all my building tools. So I pretty much have everything for 2 3-door walls. Or I mean 2 3 code walls. There we go. So it's not gonna be the best base ever, but it's gonna be something that I can kick my feet up in and hopefully go raid that base in. I think some sort of episodes would be cool, like episode 1 or episode 2. You know, putting this base up is gonna be episode 1, and then probably, or like, the next video would be me trying to attack that base, or at least the best I can. I'd probably have to jump a lot of those walls with watchtowers. But, you know, anyone who builds a freestanding base understands the risks of that. I don't know how big the clan is. And I don't know if my first experience with this server should be upsetting a big clan, but who knows. I could come up on some pretty good stuff, especially because this is kind of drop middle in between a bunch of military and helicopter crash spawns. Oh man, I'm kind of sinking my guessing myself here. If I break into that base and they have cars, there's not gonna be anything I can do with this base with a bunch of cars. So let's see here. Okay, I think I'm gonna drop down to DayZ now. I'm gonna set up a little something there. Alright, I think we found the place. This looks pretty good right here. I'm building this big little shed. And there is a 2-story yellow house down there. come up big. Okay. Alright, got both my wooden logs, and I got enough planks for a few crates. There we go. Let's put these sheet metal on there as well. Man, having some more sheet metal, that'd be nice. I do want to eventually expand to like a barn or something, or have a shed where I keep some stuff, and then a house where I keep some other stuff. At least 2 bases, just so if one gets raided, I'm not totally done. Alright, so now all we gotta do is turn this wall into a gate here. There we go. And we take our code lock, pop it right on there. There we go. Just got ourselves a little base. Just gotta make a crate up. Alright, well there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this first part. I guess it'd be like episode 1, if that's what we're counting. And then I'm gonna try to raid that big base, hopefully get that car back, and that'll be episode 2. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.